Welcome back to Scotty's Hobbies. Today we are on the road again. Hasn't been haven't done this in a minute, but a friend of mine called and said his buddy's daughter is pretty much stranded because she can't start her Kia Optima. The key doesn't turn in the ignition anymore, and this seems to be a pretty common problem on the Kias and the Hyundais, to where just the key just stops working. Either the key wears out, the tumbler wears out, whatever it might be. But I think this is the third one that I'm going to be replacing if this is the issue. So stay tuned. I'm going to show you guys what it's going to take to change the tumbler on this 09 Kia Optima, which is pretty similar to a lot of years, just Kias and Hyundais in general. Getting the steering wheel column cover off might be a little bit different on your vehicle, but getting the cylinder lock out is pretty similar on a lot of vehicles. So let's go take a look at this vehicle. I'll bring you back in just a moment and let's see if it's the actual problem. All right, here we are. We made it over here, getting this Kia Optima checked out. Seems like customers already did their due diligence on trying to replace everything, and you see we got the new one in, it's now working. But the problem was when you stick the key in the ignition, like this one right here, it wouldn't turn, and on the factory one randomly it would stop turning. So what they did, and what I did too, was replaced the ignition lock cylinder right here with an aftermarket one. We got an expensive one and a cheap one, and they both were not working. Now let me show you what I found out. Looking at both of these lock cylinders, this is your factory one, this is your aftermarket one. If you'll notice, the electrical part is clocked a little bit different on the aftermarket than the factory. So here's your lock pin. Look how much offset to the right it is on your factory one. On the aftermarket, even with the expensive one like this, you can see your lock pin is right on top of your electrical connection right here. So what was happening when we installed this one, hopefully you get a good clear view up in here, this part of the lock cylinder was hitting on this connection. So I removed it off of the side. Where was it? It's actually right here. If you could see that. That little bracket was holding this, so it wouldn't allow the aftermarket cylinder to be pushed all the way in to make a good connection to actually work. And these things are really easy to replace actually. Let me show you to do that real fast. This one's off. Disconnect the electrical connection. Real easy. Right on the side of the tumbler, on the car side, right there, hopefully you can see it, there's a little hole. So you put the key in the accessory position, and if your key is locked, you can't turn it at all if it's too late. So if you can't get in the accessory position like that, if it's too late, one, try to lube up your lock cylinder, see if you could get it to turn, use some WD-40 or some lock lube, and just see if you can get it to turn to the accessory position. That'll be the easiest way to get it out. If that doesn't work, then you're gonna have to shimmy under here somehow with a drill and get that little hole right there drilled out. So what we're gonna do to get this one out real fast, try to get you a good view, but we're just gonna push in right here. That's gonna push the lock in, and we're gonna be able to pull right out on the cylinder with the key in the accessory position. So pushing in on the side, key in the accessory position. Pops right out just like that. Now with this one, this connection was mounted right here. I removed that, so this can actually slide into the cylinder all the way. If you still have a problem, you might want to bend this bracket right here, bend it back a little bit so this is easier to push in, and that'll make everything be able to slide in easier, so your new tumbler will actually work. You know what, we are going to bend that back a little bit, just like that. Make it easier. Put this new one in. Like so. With that bracket bent back even more like that, this thing slid in much easier, even easier than it was before. Good. It starts right up. All right, now that is the tumbler on this Kia. Get some light over here. Tumbler on the Kia, really common problem with the Kia, the Hyundai, a bunch of vehicles. And again, your dash column might be a little bit different, but it's very, very similar on a ton of models to actually remove this cylinder lock. If this video did help you out, make sure to comment below, like, subscribe, share. Thanks for checking out Scotty's Hobbies, and I'll see you guys on the next hopefully helpful video.